re-entry from part 1 into part 2. In part 1, we didn't interpret the sequence. If you didn't see part 1, do click on the link somewhere at the top here, and there's also a shorts playlist as well, and it will be linked in the description box. In part 1, we built the environment. It is moving inside. Now we are going to step closer, because once you recognize a pattern, the next question is not what does it mean? It's how does it want me to merge, to meet. It is not a thought, it is behavior and nervous systems and choice made quietly when nobody is watching. The numbers didn't come as a straight line. They came as a recurring tide in circles. So in this part, we are not moving forward through them. We're going to walk the circle and listen to what changes each time we pass through a circle. Let's have a look. Here was the sequence that we did. And remember in the first one how we drew the circles, how it formed circles. How it formed circles. And the circles were overlapping. And remember, there was something missing there that was created by this space over there. Now, I'm going to put this little book aside. It's just a quick little recap. And we are going to have a look and see what 24 says. And remember, we said this was the stabilizing. We always begin where the sequence always began. 24. And remember, we had temperance. We had 4 of wands. We had 4 of pentacles. And a card we didn't show was the Queen of Pentacles. This is not a passive energy. This is containment. Temperance doesn't blend because things are peaceful. It blends because pressures exist. 4s appears when the system needs edges. Like a box. It needs edges. 4 corners. 4 corners. But there's no walls. Just edges. There's no walls, just edges. This part of the sequence is asking, where is your life currently under contained? Emotionally, information-wise, energetically, because no interpretation is clean. When the vessel is leaking, the 4 of Pentacles here isn't greed. 4 of Pentacles is boundary repair. And the Queen of Pentacles reminds us that regulation is not mental, it is physical. Sleep, food, time, touch, place. It's nurturing you. 24 is saying understand. It is saying hold. Before opinions, before reactions, before sides, hold the body, hold the environment, hold the pace. In Māori, the balance is often spoken through tiaki, guardianship, care, stewardship. 24 is diaki, energy, guarding the field so meaning doesn't turn into harm, guarding the field that it doesn't go into harm. See how peaceful things are here. See how things are being held together, because that will lead to celebration. Let's move on to 2323. I'm going to put these aside. Remember, this was the English cycles. And it's always a pattern that is moving. And here, if you remember, we had the Two of Swords, we had the Two of Cups, we had the Three of Pentacles, and we had the Three of Swords. But something that didn't show its face at the time was the Page of Cups. Now let's have a look and see how these all fit together. It's a relationship field. It's the social field. The meaning making field. 2323 arrives when something familiar starts feeling misaligned. See, decisions. It's not aligning. It's not dramatic. It's subtle. A headline that lands strangely, a conversation that doesn't sit well. Just look at all the headlines that's going on at the moment. Just look at the conversations that's going around at the moment. A certainty that suddenly feels rehearsed. And how rehearsed are some of these things that is being spewed to us on all platforms, on all media, on all headlines. Here the Two of Swords shows the nervous system meeting contradiction. Our Two of Cups shows relationships being a mirror. The two faces. What do we actually see? It's the real you and the other you. It's the truth, and it's what you are being told is the truth. And these threes build and break simultaneously. This is often where people rushes to positions. Something is happening there, something is being built there, but at the same time there's a heartbreak. There's deception. There's something that doesn't sit right. Because in the dark at the back there, something is lurking. We just can't see it. The Two of Swords, decisions need to be made. Either it's going to lead to heartbreak or it's not. Or we're going to see the truth, or is it going to still stay in the dark? But this little Page of Cups here reminds us the stage is not for conclusions. It's for curiosity. 2323 asks, what are you absorbing that you haven't yet examined? Whose language is shaping your emotional weather? What assumptions are quietly organizing your compassion or your indifferences? This is not a stage of action. This is a stage of discernment. Letting yourself be reached before you respond. See how quietly she's contemplating there. She's not responding. She's keeping herself blind from everything, and she is listening because she knows that there is more to it. There's more to the tip of the sword. And then you've got the moon there. Some truths are exposed, some are not. Some things are an illusion, some things are not. Okay, let's move on to this other lovely pack that we've got here. A number that repeated twice. This came up twice. And this is our missing loop. The sequence is tightening. This 10-15 that kept on repeating for me. We bring forward now the Wheel of Fortune. And as we've seen here, the devil. Let me just cover the devil up again. 5 of Wands. Five of Pentacles. Then we had the Knight of Wands. And one card that I didn't reveal, and I was still sitting with, was the King of Wands. Look at all the fire there. Look at all the action there. Look at all the action. This is the engine room where cycles accelerate, where control narratives emerges, where competition becomes identity, and the pattern doesn't announce itself as aggression. It often appears as urgency, as righteousness. Here, I'm not seeing the devil as the evil. It's binding. It's binding the system. The moment when systems forget they are systems, when power becomes personal, when resources feel threatened, when speed replaces wisdom, this is where historically, economically, politically, and psychologically things begin to move without their brakes. This horse is ready to bolt. The Knight of Wands wants motion. He wants action. He wants to go for it. Look at all the red flags. But if there's no temperance, where's my temperance? If there's no temperance, if there's no water, this fire will spread. But this number, 10-15, twice asked, where are you being accelerated? What stories are pursuing you into immediacy? What conflicts are being framed as simple, but they're actually not? They're actually not. This is not about sides. It is about recognizing that ignition point. And this King of Wands that is sitting over here with the salamander is ready to walk through that fire. They've walked the path of fire. And this King of wants direction. Just have a look there. He is looking in a direction. The salamander is looking in a direction. They're looking for direction. And that is where this temperance card balances. Now, let's move on and see what 1111 has to tell us. What does 1111 got to tell us? These 111s we hold, and we are unveiling, as we did last time, the Magician, the Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, and the King of Cups. This is where the pattern, I think, starts turning a little bit more personal. Because here the question becomes, what are you feeding? Attention is not neutral. It is metabolic. It feeds what it touches. The Ace of Swords brings exposure and truth. The Magician reminds us that focus organizes outcome. So remember to focus. And the King of Cups here asks the central question of 2026. Can emotional regulation coexist with perceptions? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Or will information continue hijacking feeling? Will all the nastiness in the media and social media and coming from podiums be enough to coexist? Or will it keep on hijacking? It appears, this 1111 appears when watching becomes doing, when sharing becomes shaping, when repeating becomes reinforcing. This is the point where people imagine they are observing systems, but they are inside them. We are all inside the system. This 1111 asks, what are you, the viewer? What are you amplifying? What are you normalizing? What is being normalized? What are you numbing? Because in a strained system, attention is power. And power, unintended, becomes careless. Power that is unintended becomes careless. Just saying, just have a look what's going on in the world. And as I said in the shorts, they preceded everything that has been happening over the last week or so. These sequence numbers had to come up. Now we're looking at this 1020. Here we've got Judgment. And I just need to find the Wheel of Fortune here, because it's a repeated number. The Wheel of Fortune was repeated there earlier. The Two of Pentacles. Our lovely Ten of Swords. And we've also got, again, repeating here, the Queen of Pentacles. And then a card that didn't show itself until a day or two later, when I started seeing these numbers, the Knight of Pentacles. It's not catastrophic. It can be seen as, I would say, accountability. It can be seen as accountability. Judgment is not punishment. It is exposure. See, exposure. The revealing of what cycles have been creating. It is where denial becomes heavy, where narratives either integrate or fracture. Remember what I said? Narratives either integrate or they fracture. And this Ten of Swords here shows what happens when stories collapse faster than bodies can process. Certain things are happening way too fast, and certain people, certain entities, certain things cannot be processed at the moment. But all these pentacles, we've got 3 pentacles here, return us to grounding, to slowness, to sustainability. We need to slow down, balance carefully, be steadfast, and hold on to. 1020 asks, what systems are reaching consequences? What habits are no longer invisible? What conflicts no longer abstract? This is the part of the sequence that does not respond to outrage. It responds to repatterning. Then as we've seen here, remember the numbers did something very interesting. They don't resolve, they return. Remember, they return. But this time, 23, then 24. And that merges then with the 1020s. Which tells me, and I think it will tell you something precise as well. After consequence, the system is asking, begging to stabilize again, to balance out again. It is correction. And this is where this missing 25, sits. Because the bridge stage, the processing stage, the integration stage is what keeps being bypassed. When liminal space is skipped, pressure moves outwards, often into conflict, often into domination, often into language of inevitability. See what's happening at the moment. But some good news. The sequence is not a warning of disaster. It is revealing a choice point, a chance to finally occupy this middle bit here, to slow the pace, the listening space, the unglamorous space where regulation and balancing actually happens. Now, what does this all suggest for 2026? It feels like a year of conduct for me. How people carry information, how communities metabolizes tension, how nations speaks about power, how bodies respond to pressure. The sequence suggests that 2026 is not navigated by certainty. It is navigated by stabilization before reaction, discernment before narrative, regulation before metabolism, awareness before amplification, integration before escalation. Not as ideals, I would say as practices, daily ones, quiet ones, unseen ones, because systems don't collapse first. They destabilize, and they stabilize the same way through how ordinary moments are handled. And I will go as far as to say as how extraordinary moments are handled. Here in the Southern Hemisphere, we are surrounded by water. See all the water here? You're surrounded by water. And you learn something very, very quickly here. And living on a boat and going out on the oceans and stuff, you don't fight the currents. You read them. You don't dominate the weather. You prepare for them. There's in Maori a word, to toku, to support, to steady, to uphold. This feels for me very tutoku orientated. It's less about overthrow, more about upholding what allows life to keep moving. The numbers aren't dramatic. They are procedural. They're about how fields are kept livable, how society is kept livable. And I hope this has all made sense to you guys. Let me know if this is making sense. Let me know if you can see the links to what is going on already so early in 2026. And I thought this was going to be just 2 parts. But something has shifted, something has moved. And there's definitely going to be a part 3. Because there is another layer forming underneath this work. One that hasn't completely opened yet. And this is, for me, about a year that was shedding. And a year that arose with motion. A passage between what broke us open and what must now learn to carry speed. We'll go there next, I think. But this sequence needed to be walked first. Because without a nervous system, no symbols, no numbers, no tarot makes sense. This pattern didn't come solved. And it didn't come to be solved. It came to inhibitate. And if you stayed with me this long, thank you very much. You've already felt it doing its work. Not as information, as orientation. Like this little compass here. It orientates us. And this is what this reading was supposed to be. It was supposed to orientate us and guide us to find our true north. And looking from the south to the north, there will be a next long form. And I think we are going to step into a larger cycle that it sits inside. But for now, let this field stay open. Let the tide keep moving. And notice what's being stabilized when you stop trying to name it. And that, my dear friends, is all from me for now. Until I see you next with part 3 of this journey that we are on. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching to the end. These algorithms are really messing with us, so please do watch to the end and give us a comment, give us a like. I would love to engage with you. I would love to have a conversation with you. So please do leave a comment. Until I speak to you again, I love you all, my stars. All the beautiful blessings that you may deserve. Until I speak to you online very soon.